So I think this is the first time where the patch drops, and I kind of wish it hadn't. I kind of wish I could keep talking about the leaks instead. Fuck this patch, man. What's the best for Wanderer? It kind of depends. Like, the bell's not bad for him, but the main thing is that, like, out of baseline, before looking at bonuses that you can get from weapons, Wanderer deals more damage if you spam his charge attacks, either by just doing charge attack spam or by doing N2C, right? So 2 normal attacks into a charge attack, than if you were to just do normal attacks. And so a weapon that gives him a lot of normal attack damage bonus doesn't synergize with his kit, actually. It's kind of like White Tassel on Hu Tao, where, like, it's not terrible because the amount of stats that it gives is really good, right? But it's also not great. Right, if I fucking find a White Tassel. But it's also not great because it's normal attack damage, not charge attack damage. Right? And it would be a lot better if it was charge attack damage. Or if it was both. When you actually look at his, like, total combos, without constellations, you just end up with better DPS going for something like Lost Prayers than you do with a signature weapon. Doesn't his set speed and the weapon speed cover that, making normal attacks better? When you have the weapon, it's better to do normal attacks than charge attacks. But it's better to do charge attacks with Lost Prayers than it is to normal attacks with the bell. Yeah, the gap gets closed with constellations, and the bell can end up being his best option if you actually end up wailing on him. But for most players at a baseline, it's just not a good weapon to get. Yeah, charge attacks also give you more AoE, which gives you a lot more flexibility. But if you don't want to sweat and you just want to fucking mash your mouse 1 button, and you're going to do that with Lost Prayers or with the bell, then the bell would obviously perform better. It is a little bit nuanced, like, it's not just, wow, it's a shit weapon, but it's also kind of a shit weapon. What's a decent free-to-play weapon for Wanderer? TTDS. No. I kind of forgot. What are the catalysts? There aren't many good ones, right? Yeah, so you've got Dodoko, which is not bad. The biggest potential issue with Dodoko is that most Wanderer players end up running him with Bennett, which makes it so that all of the buffs that you gain from Dodoko aren't all that insane, because they're kind of redundant with Bennett's buffs. Right, so you get a lot of attack. And also it's an event weapon that some people might not have because it's pretty old. Other than that, he doesn't really have the best, like, blacksmith options. Doesn't really have anything that's particularly good. He doesn't work too well with the battle pass weapon. If you just want an option that you can, like, guarantee that it'll always be okay, you can use the Black Litigate, but it's kind of just whatever. If you have Witsith, I generally recommend using that. It's a gacha weapon, but it's not a limited banner exclusive gacha weapon like something like Wandering Evenstar is, right? So it is very possible that a free-to-play player may have a Witsith or even multiple copies of Witsith, in which case that's generally the weapon I'd recommend. But yeah. I mean, catalysts are so bad. Like, sometimes I forget how fucking shit catalysts are. Catalysts are so bad that Kagura's Verity is one of Wanderer's best options. Like, huh? He doesn't even do skill damage. And it's still one of his best options. Just because there's no real good one. Shattering Pressure. Executes different sorts of attacks based on the pressure level of path time, and then cancels path time. Level 0 unleashes a vertical cut that will deal cryo damage. Levels 1 to 3 unleashes a vertical cut alongside path. Oh, these are in the wrong order. Path time. When Freminet uses normal attacks, he will also unleash waves of frost that deal cryo damage and increase Par's pressure level. The accompanying cryo damage dealt this way is considered elemental skill damage. After pressure level 4 is reached, initiating a normal attack will convert it to a level 4 shattering pressure. Okay, level 4. Okay, so basically, when you use your skill, it gives you a, not a cryo infusion, but like a cryo coordinated attack for the next 4 attacks. And you can either detonate it early or detonate it at the end. If you detonate it early, like before doing any normal attacks, it will just deal cryo damage. I see. That's so fucking cool. Wait, what? Wait, that's so cool! Wait, that's so cool! Get it? Cool? Because it's a crowd? I'm sorry. This is a really cool kit. Basically, when you use your E, you enter a stance, and then when you reactivate your E, it'll do something based on how many times you normal attack since you entered the stance. If you didn't normal attack, it's gonna deal cryo damage. If you normal attacked, it's gonna start converting some of that cryo damage to physical damage instead. Up until the whole damage is converted to physical. If you do enough normal attacks. This is such a cool kit. This is actually such a cool kit. You can choose how to play him, basically. I mean, it's gonna depend on the rest of the kit. But based on this part alone, yeah. Yeah, you should be able to. Alright, let's take a look at the ult. Unleashes a wave of untouchable cold, dealing AoE cryo damage, resetting the cooldown of the elemental skill? And causing Freminet to enter stalking mode for 10 seconds. While stalking, his interruption resistance will increase, and pressurized flow will obtain the following buffs. Cooldown decreased by 70%? Oh! Oh, that's so cool! That's so cool! Normal attacks give 1 additional stack, and the frost release is 200% of the original. This doesn't matter because the frost release is fucking garbage. It's fucking 6%. Like, yeah, no, it's garbage. So yeah. All right. When using pressurized flow, shattering pressure.
What we looking at?
If part time has a. No way. This is the coolest character they've ever released. What the shit? Here's the thing. This flat cooldown reduction will happen after the percentage cooldown reduction from this. So it's not gonna go from 10 to 9 and then from 9 to like 2.7 or whatever. I can't math about that. It's gonna go from 10 to 3 and then from 3 to 2. That's so cool! That's so cool! That's so fucking cool! Like, I have no idea how good this is gonna be. It's really hard for me to gauge how good this is gonna be. But it's cool as fuck. Alright, let's look at the cons. Rate of pressurized flow, shattering pressure will be increased by 15%. Unleashing pressurized flow, shattering pressure will restore 2 energy. If it's level 4, it will restore 3 energy. When Freminet triggers Frozen, Shatter, or Superconduct against his opponents, his attack will be increased by 9% for 6 seconds, max 2 stacks. When Freminet triggers Frozen, Shattered, or Superconduct against the opponent, his crit damage will be increased by 12%, max 3 stacks. Oh wait! Oh yeah, it doesn't increase the burst? Wait, huh? It increases the normal attacks? Rated Session 4. I have already, I just didn't read it out loud. When Freminet triggers Shatter against opponents, the damage dealt by his E is increased by 40% for 5 seconds. This is the coolest kit I've ever seen. This is the best design I've seen from Genshin so far. Read Deepwater Navigation. Good one. Like, it's just really cool. Like, if you just don't normal attack, you basically get 340.8% cryo damage on a 2-second cooldown.
Cool design? You know what that means.
And with TF, that's on a 1-second cooldown. Your 10-second cooldown becomes literally 1 second. Literally a 1 second cooldown on this. Each Pyro party member other than Linny will cause the effect to receive a further 20... Yep. Yeah, Klee's fucking dead. Holy shit, Klee is dead. Klee is just completely dead.